building an indie business in the center of venture capital. I am Alex Edmonds. People on the internet, they call me Supreme Rumham, and this is a Building an Indie Business podcast recorded in the Indie Business Studio. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about how I plan to promote smashing themes. I talked about my audience that I want to target, but now I'm going to talk about how I am going to reach them. So I talked about it. I talked about how I want to use content, and that's my first strategy because I'm planning to optimize the website for SEO, and I need content to expand to that audience. So writing things like how to install a WordPress theme. That's the very first thing I want to write because, if they don't know how to do that, then why bother buying my product? Things like how to install WooCommerce, how to install how to import your products. I just want to help them get started. And that might be the first thing they're searching. So, they might be searching like, oh yeah, I want to switch from Drupal to WordPress, but I don't know how to get started. Where can I look? And they Google it, and I'm right there, right? So that's one thing I plan to do, content. Another thing I plan to do is add my products to Google Shopping. So when people look up, e-commerce, WordPress theme, I want to show up in Google Shopping. And I learned a lot from working on aerodrawings.net. And I really appreciate Ross letting me work on it. And working on arrow drawings, I think I've said this, has helped me to gain confidence and start smashing themes. Google Shopping was a big factor in getting traffic to arrow drawings, getting new traffic to arrow drawings. And so I want to repeat that. So there's a Shopify plugin that will help me do that. So yeah, that's one thing. An affiliate program. So I started an affiliate program at Arrow Drawings, and I don't think it's been so successful, to be honest, but I got one sale from it in total as of April 2022. And that was a sale that I didn't have to work for. That's a sale that Ross didn't have to work for. Well, the product was like $52, and we ended up taking home like $22. The product is digital, and it just showed up at our door, and we don't have to pay it out till that guy gets $100 in sales. So I want to repeat that and see if that changes with a broader product, right? Because airplane blueprints is very niche. So I want to see if that changes with, WordPress themes. So one of the first things I'm going to do is set up an affiliate program, right? And then there are article directories. So I plan to focus on SEO. Writing content is a big part of SEO. And I'm not just going to leave the articles there to be gandered at through SEO, or through Google, through Bing, through Yahoo. I'm going to promote those products. Those articles. Where am I going to promote them? Same way I do podcast episodes. Hacker News, AngelList, Dev.to, LinkedIn, Discord, Minds.com. Okay. Yeah. So those are a few. There are more that I need to look at, like where I promote. So yeah, that's another thing. Article directories is what I'm calling them. Okay. And then there are product directories where I can set up a product page and people can find the product page through those websites. So that's like Indie Hackers. That's Product Hunt. I'll do another Product Hunt launch, and I'll do another episode about that Product Hunt launch. But I won't do it right away. I'll wait like 6 months or until I start expanding my products, available products. So like when I move to Shopify or Drupal, that's when I'll start. When I'll promote on Product Hunt, or I can do a Product Hunt launch when I do the WordPress themes, and then do another Product Hunt launch when I move to Shopify, because you can do a Product Hunt launch if you expand or add a new feature, and Shopify products are a new feature. So yeah. Yeah, and then there's MakerLog. I set up a MakerLog page every time I create a new product. And then I do a little task showing every time. So yeah, that's another option. And then there's Reddit side projects, r/side projects. So I can promote it through there. There's also shameless plug. I can promote it through there. And then there's promoteproject.com. I can just put smashing themes on that website. And then yeah. Okay. Then there's email, right? So on arrow drawings, email is a big portion of what I did at arrow drawings. So I set up a welcome email. I improved the abandoned cart email. I send out a weekly email, and I set up a return customer email. So when you buy a product, you get 15% discount. Okay. So here's what I set up for arrow drawings, and I may have talked about this in a previous episode, but I'm going to talk about it again. So when you sign up for the welcome email, when you sign up for the email list, you get a welcome email, and the welcome email gives you 20%, there's 30% off, right? And then if you put an email in the cart, you get a 20% discount to return, right? But that's only if you're on the email list. So yeah, if you come back, you get it. If you abandon your cart, you get an email, and that email offers you 20% off the product that you were going to buy, right? A lot of people do this. They will put the email or put the product in their cart, abandon it, expecting an email. Yeah, I had an interesting interaction with, or I watched an interesting action with someone. They got another email. Oh, they got the weekly email, which is a coupon for like a different product of my choosing. So they'll get like 30% off that specific product for the week. And so someone got this email, and they decided they wanted to buy this specific product, right? So they went to go buy this product, and it was like 30% off. And then they abandoned their cart, and they got the email. And the email told them that it was a 20% off discount on any product. And they decided to use that one, and that was weird. So they decided to pay more for the product. I don't know. It was really weird, but interesting to watch. And then I set up the return customer automation, right? So you buy a product, and in a week, you will get another email offering you a 15% discount to come back to the store and buy something else. So yeah, that's all the emails that Arrow Drawings gets. Arrow Drawings customers and subscribers get whatever, you know what I'm saying. And so I plan to set that up for smashing themes, right? Okay. So promo codes. I just said they get a weekly email, right? Giving them a promo code. So I also plan to do that monthly. So every month I will put a banner on the website that says you get 25% off for the new month and for the whole month if you use this promo code, right? And so that might convince people that just stumble onto the website, they're not a subscriber. Especially if I put a banner at the very top saying like 20% off if you use the promo code April, right? Or April 25. So 25% off if you use that code. So someone who just stumbles onto the website will be able to get a discount immediately, right? So, you know, that, so all my content, people clicking on it, like let's say they see my article on Dev2 and they read my article, they can see that you immediately get a 25% off discount, and then they might be more convinced to buy my product. But the problem with that is that people might not want to buy my products at full price. So one way to navigate that situation is to bump up the cost of my products. So let's say I want to make $100 for every product, every sale. What I can do is charge $120, and then I give the 20% off discount, and then they're still paying $100 for my theme, right? So I meet my quota, and that's what I did for Open Podcasts in the book, right? So I wanted to make $15 for every book, and then I put the price at $17.50, and I was able to offer a discount and account for any sales from an affiliate, right? So I still made $15 after the commission and after whatever platform fees I was having to suffer, right? And it's suffer. I had to suffer those. Okay. Yeah. So then there's backlinks, right? A lot of backlinks, which I haven't started doing, which I should, but I'm going to wait for the store to actually have some products. So, like I said, I plan to use a lot of content and content marketing. So, I plan to take that content and redistribute it and guest post. So, there's Hacker Noon, there's Dev2 again, there's other technical websites that accept guest posts, right? And then Buy Me a Coffee was a big part of my marketing strategy and SEO strategy for the podcast website for revenue research for Open Podcasts. So I will plan to continue that, especially because a ranking factor for SEO and Google is total backlinks. So it's not a waste to just put my podcast, Smashing Themes, and promote it with the podcast episodes and just put it in the show notes and promote it on Buy Me a Coffee, right? Okay. Revenue research. I haven't been very promotional with revenue research. I don't put the podcast website on revenue research, and not just because revenue research has low domain authority, but for Smashing Themes, I will write an e-commerce, an e-commerce article, let's say. I forget what I call it. Revenue research post about e-commerce, and I will specifically focus on Shopify and digital products, and I will make it about Smashing Themes, and I will link to Smashing Themes in the article, right? Okay, then there's Dev2. I plan to take anything I write and put it on Dev2. I already said that. Then there's Caproni. So anything I put on the show notes of the podcast, what you're listening to right now, gets a backlink from Caproni. So, all these articles, the website just in general will go where I have domains, and I will get a backlink from Caproni. And then Product Hunt. When you do a Product Hunt launch, sometimes if your Product Hunt launch goes well, then Product Hunt will create an alternative to website or alternative to page, and the alternative to page gets a backlink. So for the podcast product hunt launch. My product hunt launch went well for the podcast, and for that reason, they created an alternative to page. So every time there was like a business podcast, not every time, but one time, they created an alternative to page for a well-known business podcast, and my podcast was an alternative to that podcast, and that podcast sucks. So, of course, mine was an alternative to that podcast, right? Then there's Ultimate Paintball Guns. I can link to Smashing Themes on Ultimate Paintball Guns. And there's a website called Side Projectors where you can buy and sell or just display side projects. So I can create a page for Smashing Themes on that website. And then newsletter directories. So I don't know if I've talked about this, but there's newsletter directories where people can find your newsletter and subscribe to it, like Product Hunt for newsletters, right? So there's 3 of them. There's Rad Letters, thank you for subscribing, and Inbox Reads. Because email is going to be a big strategy for Smashing Themes, I will create a page for people to subscribe to, and I will put that page on these newsletter directories and get a backlink from them. Okay. Then there's the podcast. I already said I'm going to put it in the show notes. I'm going to put it on the podcast website. And then there's podcast players. So when you have a link in your show notes, some podcast players will keep these show notes, and some will at least have a no follow backlink, which isn't included in total backlinks. Bam. And then there's podhunt.com or .app or whatever. That picks up the show notes, and so I get a backlink from there. And then I already talked about this a little bit, but there's promo codes. A promo code is also known as a coupon, and there are coupon directories that I can add my coupon to, and then they will get picked up and create a backlink for the store, right? So there's Coupon Bird, there's couponxoo.com, there's couponafire.com, and there's Retail Me Not. I haven't gotten arrow drawings on Retail Me Not, but I will submit my coupon to Retail Me Not, and just in case. Okay. And the final thing I will do is I talked about becoming a resource for WordPress, and not just themes, but, how to install WordPress themes. And so I will start looking into forums for WordPress or just web development in general and start answering questions. And hopefully I build up trust, and they trust me, and they buy my product. So, yeah, that's my promotion strategy. This will obviously change. I'll add more things. I'll tweak some things. And when I do, I will let you know. This is a long episode compared to what I've been doing lately. So if you've gotten to this, tweet me, email me, Shopify promotion. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.